What is up, you guys? Marty McFly coming at you, bringing you guys the merch. So it's been a couple weeks, right? It's been a couple weeks since we actually did one of these videos. Finished a long stretch of nights. Back in the days, a lot of bit of traveling. Got a couple traveling videos coming up for you guys. But I wanted to just take a moment to talk about this record. We talk about Holy Grail albums a lot, especially I feel like in the heavy metal community or in the vinyl community in general. Every one of us has these Grail albums, and I definitely had a few. I've accomplished 2 of them so far, and I think this is the last big one. I mean, this is a record I've been wanting for the last decade. And it's just one of those things, man. It was just impossible to find for a reasonable price, and so what I finally did was I sat down and I just got it. I finished my boards, very long time of prep, studying, not a lot of time in between work and studying and trying to hit the gym at least 4 or 5 times a week, and really there wasn't a lot of time to do anything else. So this was like my big way of celebrating. I ended up doing this, went to Barnes & Noble, had a little bit of a buying spree of some books I wanted and a record, which is actually up on the wall, and took myself out to a nice dinner with my girl. So it worked out nicely, but this was what I was looking for the most. Now, this is a Holy Grail album. It's not exactly what you'd expect for a heavier channel, but I found out about this record through Mikhail Stan of Dark Tranquillity and formerly of In Flames as well as the Halo Effect and a couple of other bands that he's a part of. And basically, Century Media Records has these videos where they interview artists about albums that were important to them. And in this case, this is the very last one that Mikhail Stan talks about on the Century Media Records record store. And they go to Dortmund, Germany, which is called Black Plastic Records. And that shop has just an unbelievable section. I hope I get to go to Germany one day and go to this like legendary vinyl record store. Well, Mikhail Stan goes in there, gives a amazing list of records. And this is the last one. This is Riverside, Love, Fear, and the Time Machine. Now, this record, this actually vinyl specifically, came out in 2015. I have not been able to find a single copy of this ever in the wild. Every once in a while it pops up on Amazon, it pops up on Discogs, it pops up on eBay, and it'll be $100 to $150 to $200, like ridiculous prices. And the only time I really found it like an affordable price is basically a CD version. Now, I think the main reason this is so expensive is because Piotr, one of their musicians of the band, unfortunately tragically died, and this was his last record he was ever on. So I'm wondering if that has a big reason why this has not been repressed or it's just unavailable. It could have something to do with the record label too. I mean, this came out on Inside Out Music. Maybe it has something to do with the record store, why the record label itself, why this is virtually unobtainable. But this is it, man. I've been wanting, everything about this album I just love. And I'm so glad to finally have a copy of this in my hands. It's been on the wall. And it really was a record that has kind of, now that I've been playing it more and more and more, now that I own it, it really has just, it's one of those life-changing albums I was not expecting, I'll be honest with you, because I listen to a very broad realm of metal, everything from prog, deathcore, death metal, to, I listen to blues, I listen to jazz, I listen to anything instrumental. The only thing I really don't listen to is rap and pop, but I like country. I don't really like hip-hop all that much, it's just how I am, but this was painted with a very interesting brush, I guess you could say, this album. Even going down to the album cover, which is just beautiful. I love the kind of like pseudo cursive writing of the band Riverside, and then this little boy on the beach. This really is one of my favorite records of all time, and if you get an opportunity to listen to it, you're gonna be kind of shocked, because I wouldn't say this is as far as metal as like Opeth or Dream Theater when it comes to prog, but this is definitely one of their softer records. However, there's so many elements that are just soothing and beautiful and flowing throughout this record that just kind of takes me away. And that's basically the best way I can explain it. Now, if you're gonna notice, the new room, new house, new townhouse. Had to move out of the last place. The place was pissing me off. I had so many issues in the last place I lived in, and I hope to God maybe the next person that lives there doesn't have to go through what I went through living there. But that place was, it was awful. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I heard the train going by every 5 seconds, multiple trains actually, The power kept going out. I had to keep redoing the circuit breaker. And of course, the people that owned this place kept saying, well, it was my fault because of my turtles and my aquariums. I have had these turtles for 25 years. The same aquariums, the same everything, and I've never had an apartment or a townhouse lose power because of these turtles. So no. And guess what? When the turtle aquariums are pulled unplugged and I changed everything around, no, it still went out all the time. So I think there's something faulty with that apartment. Not only did I have those issues, I also had drug dealing Jamaicans that lived across the hall that had strange people coming over all hours of the day to buy drugs, and they were smoking weed all day long on top of it. And all of their weed, in addition to the bad draft I had in my apartment, circulated into my apartment, so I had to smell weed all the time because of these people on top of it. Let's see what else was wrong with this place. Oh, and then the fire alarms would go off about 3 or 4 times a month just because they said there was a short, and every time it would rain. You know, there's also a lot of ding-dong ditchers. There's a lot of kids from the area that would, like, start turning the fire alarms off and piss off everybody so everybody would evacuate. So, yeah, I had to leave. But anyway, the new place is beautiful. I'm so happy here. The place is still a mess. As you can see, I still have boxes everywhere. So I'm slowly but surely getting everything together. But I was at least able to get some vinyl on the wall. I got the bookshelf set up. I got my Halloween stuff starting to go. I got my Chimera poster. What else? I actually got my Sonic Temple poster from Sonic Temple this year. The website restocked their posters, so I was able to grab one. Yay. So excited. But anyway, let's talk about Riverside. Love Fear in the Time Machine. Just a wonderful, wonderful album. Of course, here's the cover, a little bit nicer. You know, I think I paid $75 for it, and you know, you get a little bit of like Pink Floyd-ish artwork on the inside, but really just a wonderful album. One of my favorite albums of all time. It's only a little dinged up on the corners. I bought it from, I think it's Rock and Roll Records or something from New Jersey, is where the record store that was selling it for about 60 something, and it was well worth it. It comes with Gatefold Deluxe vinyl as well as the CD. And if you're wondering, well, what song? There we go. English hard. What song should I start with? And I'll be honest with you. I mean, everything is wonderful in here, but I would say if you want a song that really like kind of just made me feel good and like really is one of like the shining moments of why I love this record so much, I would say Discard Your Fear, Caterpillar in the Barbed Wire, Saturate Me. The very first track, Lost, is fantastic. And if you notice, they might even have like a little of a poppier melody when it comes to the chorus, but then you have like these really like dark blues chords in the, you know, the verses sections, or in the case of like Discard Your Fear going into towards the Blue Horizon, you have this midsection that is so dark and haunting and melodic and sad. And there's just this part where he talks about, you know, it's almost like he's talking about Piotr himself. And now, granted, I think this record was written while Piotr was still in the band, but the record was just saying, like, I hope you get to sing these songs. I hope you get to play your guitar. I miss you. And it's gut wrenching. Like, you feel how the band is singing and playing, and you feel how terminally sad that part of the song is, but it's beautiful. They do this big, gorgeous chord change that goes in just a nasty metal riff at the end of it. Wonderful. Can't say enough good things about it. I know there is a CD in here somewhere, and I think it's actually in this part of the package, but let's at least show the fun part. So, of course, the deluxe inner sleeves. We actually have like the names of the band. We got the 4 guys. We got Mikhail. We got Piotr. We got the other Piotr. We got Mario Studa, and he's doing vocals. Now our gorgeous 180 gram black vinyl, custom center labels with the album artwork on it. And here is our other artwork with the actual lyrics, and then the beachfront that I was talking about earlier. Now, I'm actually going to just go ahead and at least read this part to you that I'm talking about that I felt was just so sad. I mean, it really was, like, gut-wrenching. So if you go from Discard Your Fear, it kind of, like, blends right into towards the Blue Horizon. But towards the Blue Horizon, at the very end, when you have the chord change, you basically have this spot, and he basically says, Where are you now, my friend? I miss those days. I hope they take good care of you there, and you can still play the guitar and sing your songs. I just miss those days, and miss you so. Wish I could be strong when darkness comes. And that small section of the song with the chord change is so gut-wrenching, dark, bluesy, sad, but melodic. And then when he finishes with Darkness Comes, that's when the metal riff comes out of the middle of nowhere. Truly is a beautiful song, and I would say if you're like, Marty, what song should I pick to understand why you love this album so much, I would say you go with that. Because the song really is, it is very proggy, but that part is a small microcosm of why I love this album so much. It's just that chord change to like the beauty and the sadness all together. That is a perfect microcosm of why I love this record so much. Now, this comes with a CD, and it also comes with a deluxe bonus track as well. And the bonus track, my apologies. Yes. The bonus track is called Promise. It's like 2 minutes and 45 seconds on the shorter side, but really is a phenomenal record. This was a holy grail I've been waiting for a very long time, and I genuinely love this album. I hope you get to check it out too. Thank you to Mikhail Stan from Dark Tranquility for explaining why you love this album so much and why this record meant so much to you. Like I said, Poland's own Riverside. This is it's just fantastic. It's one of my favorite records of all time. So glad I finally had this. It took me forever to get it. Like I said, this is the better part of 10 years finally grabbing this record, but well worth every penny. The boards are done. I got my reward. I don't have to wait around for this anymore and be sad because I don't think Inside Out's going to repress it. This is the 10th year anniversary. It's 2025 of this. So, you know, haven't seen anything about since then. So I don't know if we're going to get another repress for this record. So in the meantime, thank you, Mikhail Stan. Thank you, Riverside, for giving me a record this late in life that still, I can say, has changed my life. Rest in peace, Piotr. Your legacy is not forgotten. You created an album that genuinely changed my life. So, short video from me, guys. I have so much stuff coming for you guys. Oh man, I had just a bunch of trips just saved up. Went up to Tampa for a weekend. Went up to San Antonio before that. Went out and checked Hogwild Records in San Antonio. Amazing punk and metal record store, reasonably priced. Got a bunch of goodies from there. And then I went to Kingfish Records in Clearwater. Brad's a great dude. He knows his metal. He gets a bunch of metal in every once in a while, and they have a really good used selection. So if you're ever in the Tampa area, Clearwater area, make sure to check out the guys over at Kingfish Records in Clearwater. Tell them Marty McFly sent you. Brad's a good dude. But I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are taking care of each other. Peace.